Zone of Genius.com, and I'm glad you're here today. I hope you're doing well. Whether you're hearing this on Christmas Eve or whether you're hearing this in Thanksgiving or in Easter, whenever you're hearing this, I hope your day is wonderful. Whether you're hearing this in the morning or night, hope your day is good. Whether you're hearing this live, part of our live experience, we go live every weekday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whether you're hearing this on demand at any time, I know today is going to be an amazing segment for you. So welcome to a brand new edition of today's Rundown with Ramon. This is going to be an amazing show because we're going to talk about all things team alignment, and more specifically for us smaller businesses, how to hire your first, or how to optimize, how to maximize your team, especially when you're hiring freelance workers, or as we say, virtual assistants, how that works. We're going to dive into that and more. And hey, Ayanna, good to see you here. And again, all the best to you too. Merry Christmas to you too as well. Good to have you here, Ayanna of the Musical Web. Thanks for being such a faithful listener, and thanks for showing up over and over and over again, which means you see value, I hope, in the Rundown with Ramon. So welcome. Glad you're here today. So we're going to talk about team alignment, how you can work with a virtual assistant, and more, some things I'm doing. And we're going to talk about some of the headlines of the day today as well. Waymo is updating software after a power outage froze its fleet. Ready for the 100-month car loan. Higher airfare prices aren't hurting holiday travel, and year-end charitable giving is declining, a poll shows. And as always, we talk about how all of these things, the national headlines, the bigger brands, relate to your business. Reminding you today of one thing. This segment is brought to you by our friends at Bitdefender. If your small business is not secure, it needs to be. How do you secure your business? Well, make sure that you're very cognizant and aware. Before you click, you should look and make sure you're clicking on the right link. Be careful of the website you're going to, and etc. Number two, understand, have a mindset that hackers, cyber criminals, they do want to attack your business. It's not just for large businesses, but small businesses as well are desired to be attacked by cyber criminals. Do you have two-factor authentication enabled when you go to log into your favorite website or your bank or et cetera, especially in a first time or an unauthenticated browser? Do you get a little text on your phone and you have to type that number into the browser to be sure it is you? And of course, make sure you download Bitdefender software onto your computer, onto your tablet, onto your phone, and check that out at bitdefender.com/Ramon. Defender.com/Ramon. Welcome to a brand new edition of today's Rundown with Ramon. This is going to be an episode you don't want to miss out on. We'll be back in about 7 seconds. Here we go. That was closer to 11 seconds. Welcome back to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. So let's get with it. Ding, 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 ding. One thing here. You may have heard there was a power outage in San Francisco just a few days ago. The power outage knocked out traffic lights of Waymo cars. Waymo cars rely on traffic lights to know when to go and stop. Guess what? They froze. That was a problem, but it's now being fixed. Here's an announcement. Waymo announced it will implement a fleet-wide software upgrade to account for power outages like the one in San Francisco last weekend that left its cars motionless and caused traffic jams. The company attributed the issue to an overload of confirmation checks after its cars paused at darkened traffic signals. Normally, the software treats such instances as four-way stops, but it couldn't handle thousands of simultaneous requests. The company plans to provide real-time updates about power failures, allowing its vehicles to navigate these intersections more decisively. Interesting. So Waymo can handle it. Waymo can navigate when there is no traffic signal. Obviously, it just looks left and right and sees if it's safe to go. But in this instance, what was happening, it saw there was a traffic light, but saw the traffic light was out, and this happened thousands of times to all the Waymo cars, and it didn't impact the car. It impacted the system, slowed things down, and the system was like, you know what? This is way too much information. I'm going to be safe and sit right here. You know what? Technology makes mistakes. Technology has to be iterated, but I think that's interesting. The fallback mechanism was just to sit and do nothing. I'd rather have a traffic jam happen than car crash happen. So, but kudos to Waymo. And what does this show for us? What does this show for us entrepreneurs, us smaller business owners? Things will happen that we don't think about. Things will happen that are outside of our control. When we're building software, things may happen that we didn't account for. Maybe they didn't test having a citywide power outage. What happens when the information overload comes and basically the system can't handle all the input? That's what happened, Waymo says. But you know what? They're pressing forward. They're doing a software update and moving forward. Same thing in our business. What happens if something happens that is an anomaly? Something happens you weren't expecting, because you cannot expect everything. And what you need to do is at least doing something is better than doing nothing, because there's no perfect, as Carlos Morales says here. Carlos, you're so right. Doing something is better than doing nothing. And Waymo's technology kicked in and said, you know what? Cars stay still. It caused traffic jams, but that was probably a better movement than having nothing happening. And Waymo has now fixed it, and they'll be more alert when things like this happen. They'll learn from it. So I think, listen, this shows that we cannot mitigate, we cannot handle everything that happens. We don't know the future. Going back to the example of COVID, we didn't know COVID was going to come. Some of us succeeded, some of us didn't. So that's the lesson of the day today. Waymo's a technology company. They messed up, caused traffic jams. They fessed up to it. They have upgraded software, and let's keep going. I've been in a Waymo car, so I'm a little biased. I enjoyed my Waymo trip. It was absolutely amazing. Hey, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. If you're loving insight like this, you're liking this, make sure you go to zoneofgenius.com, zoneofgenius.com, and subscribe. Sign up for our email newsletter so you do not miss out on insights like this all the time. Zoneofgenius.com/subscribe, zoneofgenius.com subscribe. Go check that out. Moving forward to today's Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Headline says, are you ready for the 100-month car loan? New cars have gotten so expensive that Americans are taking on loans of 8 years or more to pay them. The Wall Street Journal reports the average price of a new car is up 33% since 2020, and the average monthly payment about $760. Hoping to lower their payments, a third of buyers committed to loans of 6 years or longer last quarter. Though, of course, longer loans mean more interest paid. Industry experts say the crisis isn't going anywhere unless and until automakers offer cheaper options. So cars are expensive. New cars are expensive. People are taking out higher interest loans or longer loans that are what does it say? That are 100 months, which is, what does it say, year end? Oh, click the wrong link there. But that's man, come on now, Ramon, get up to speed. What was that again? It was 8 years or more to pay. But can I give you something here? That's the headline, but let me unpack this. We all still have choices. You can buy a cheaper used car. You don't have to buy a $30,000, $40,000 brand new car. You don't. You can choose to live below your means and save your money. Those are two options you have for those who need a car. You don't have to buy the more expensive car, and you can save your money to build up your wealth and be able to pay more for it. And don't forget, you can buy a cheaper used car. People don't like that. They want the best ride. I get it. But that's not what you always have to do. So I see the headline that people are taking 8 years to pay off a car. I get it. Money's tight. Cars are expensive. But is not that the choice, how we spend our money? You don't have to have the latest and greatest and most expensive all the time. It's not necessary. I'm sorry. It's a choice. It's a choice. Maybe I'm wrong on that. And actually, no, I'm not. I know I'm not wrong on that. It's a choice what you choose to buy, where you choose to spend your money, how much debt you choose to have. Now, me being in business is business. Sometimes the money's not coming in. It messes up your cash flow. There's nothing you can do. But when you have discretionary spending, you don't have to buy that Louis Vuitton purse for whatever cost Louis Vuitton handbag may cost. You can get the one from Target or get the one from TJ Maxx. And I'm sure those purses are just fine, or whatever it is you're buying. Hey, everybody, this is the Rundown with Ramon. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you went to zoneofgenius.com and signed up, zoneofgenius.com. Hope you signed up so you don't miss out on any of the insight like this. Hope you take a look at Bitdefender to make sure your small business is secure, bitdefender.com/Ramon. Go there right now. Open up a new tab on your browser, bitdefender.com, and check it out. And don't forget to join Ramon's office hours. If you're like, wow, I've seen Ramon. I know what he's doing. He's built 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books. He's an expert in personal branding, marketing, sales, and growing businesses. I would love Ramon to mentor me. I would love to work with Ramon. Check me out at office hours with Ramon, RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com, and let me help your business grow. Ding, 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 ding. Next up, higher airfare prices aren't hurting holiday travel. Elevated airline ticket prices don't appear to be hindering holiday travel. Industry group Airlines for America is expecting roughly 2.9 million travelers a day during its holiday season, which runs from December 19th to January 5th, with major airports in New York, New Jersey, Chicago, and Dallas-Fort Worth forecasting more passengers. Domestic flights are expected to service slightly more than 8 million people for the first time, with passengers paying 7% more for round-trip fares compared to last year. So listen, prices are higher. This is the cost of living. This is inflation. Whatever it is, 7% more. But there's one thing that's not going to change. Nobody's going to stop you from seeing your mama. Nobody's going to stop you from seeing your sister. Nobody's going to stop you from flying and being with the people you love on this holiday. And what does this mean? This is the lesson for business owners. This means that we like to be around other people. This means we love to be around people. And as you're building your business, you need to consider, what are you doing to build community? What are you doing to bring people together? I'll be launching something in the new year called Genius Talks NYC. Genius Talks NYC, to bring together 20 to 30 business owners to talk about business, to grow business together, to mentor each other, to network with each other. Genius Talks NYC. I'll be launching that in the new year. Why? Because people want to come together. It's not enough just to be on Zoom. People want to come together. Hey, let's see what our audience is talking about. Carlos is here. Love that you're here, Carlos, talking about you don't have to buy new all the time. Indeed, you never have to buy new. It's fine to buy a used vehicle. They're good enough. I've bought all used cars, and they've laughed at me for years. Carlos says here, I bought a used 2006 Toyota with 114,000 miles and put 100,000 miles and traded it for a $95,000 4Runner. There we go. Listen, everybody, we have choices in how we spend our money, what we spend, and what we do with it. We all have choices. Ding, 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 ding. This is up here before we get to the main topic of the day today, where I'm going to teach you about how to work with your virtual assistant. Headline from LinkedIn says, year-end charitable giving is declining, a poll shows. Year-end charitable giving has weakened as economic pressures squeeze American households, according to a new AP NORC poll. The December survey found that almost half of U.S. adults are done with charitable giving for 2025. Another 18% have contributed and plan to make additional donations, while 6% intend to give for the first time before year's end. Nearly 30% of adults haven't donated and don't plan to. Nonprofits depend heavily on December donations to meet annual budget targets. So donations are down. I guess it's because maybe the economy is down, so people are spending less. But here's the lesson for us. Always I give the nugget of the national headline, the big brand headline, and what this means for our business. Yes, donations are down. 2 or 3 things I would say to all nonprofits and small businesses. A, save your money. This is where Mike McAllowitz talks about having a cushion ready, because times are tough. You need to be able to have a reserve to pull from. That's number 1. Number 2, are you cutting your own spending to reduce your spending so that as the income that's coming in is less, you can spend less? Number 3, still market. Find those people who will invest, who will spend money on you. All is not lost. You just have to find the white space. You have to find the people who are going to give to you. Hey, everybody. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today as our show is growing. Our email list is up. Social media is up. People are enjoying the Rundown with Ramon and more. Danny Rust, welcome here. Or Danny Rust, welcome. I'm new to the Breakfast of Champions. I love your energy, honesty, and passion to help people. Wow, Danny, that was very, very nice of you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for being proactive. And a new member here of the Rundown with Ramon show. Glad you're here today. We go live on Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. And of course, then we have this on our podcast and YouTube channel and more. So Danny, thanks for being here. Denny, thanks for being here. Glad you're here today. We got a lot in store for you, Danny. And if you don't want to miss out, make sure you go to zoneofgenius.com/subscribe, zoneofgenius.com/subscribe, and sign up for email newsletter so you don't miss out. All right. Our flagship topic of the day today. I'm going to unpack for you a lesson I learned in hiring, quote unquote, a virtual assistant. So let me break it down for you. 1, I personally don't like the word virtual assistant. It just tonates, in my opinion, a archaic old word from back in the day. Everybody is virtual today, or everybody has the capacity. Everybody. An assistant, I get it, but why not just give people a proper title? Are they your executive assistant? Are they your admin assistant? Are they your social media manager? Are they your video editor? Why are you calling your social media manager your virtual assistant? They're not. They're your social media manager. They happen to live in Texas, or they live in New Jersey, or they live in the Philippines, or in India, or in Nigeria, but they're your social media manager. So that's one. The naming matters, but I use virtual assistant because people still use that name. Second of all, understand, are you hiring a virtual assistant? Are you hiring a person with some other title? Or is what you need an executive assistant? Somebody who's kind of an all-around person who's handling your flights, handling your details, do a little bit of Google this, do a little bit of AI for you, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe not, but maybe that's what you need. But here's what I hired. Here's who I'm working with, and I've done this in the past. I've hired a quote-unquote virtual assistant, yes, and they're as my executive assistant to do several different tasks for me. They're multidisciplined. But what many of us need is an integrator. Now, Gino Wickman talks about this in his book, Rocket Fuel. I think it's in Rocket Fuel. He talks about the need of an integrator because many of us, not everybody, so don't say, yeah, I'm like this too. It's kind of like everybody says they have ADD, and I just annoys me. I'm a visionary. I dream up, I envision things in my business. When I had the Small Business Summit, there was no Small Business Summit. I made it up, and we did it year after year after year with hundreds of people attending it each year. I made up the Small Business Summit. I bought the domain Small Biz Tech Tour and put together a national technology tour for small businesses. I made that up, dreamed that up. That's what I do well, experiences I build. But what I often need and work best with is an integrator who's along with me or partnering with me, as it were, and help bring that to reality. Often the integrator has a blend of event skills, production skills, detailed they are. They can bring together teams of people, manage people. That's often what a good integrator has. They can work with me, hear my vision, and they can make it happen. So I've hired an integrator. And what I was doing is first is working with the integrator and my executive assistant. But the executive assistant, she was just task focused. She's great. Her name is Ruth, but she's very task focused. And things were okay, and things are okay. But I recently hired an integrator. Her name is Chris. She's US based. And Chris and I are vibing together so I can say, Chris, I'd like to do a national tour in 2026. Here's the idea. Here's the plan. Here's the Google Doc. She can read that, and she's not just doing tasks. She can shape that, mold that, give ideas with it, bring the team together, and she can kind of be my production manager and make it happen. So this is the journey I'm on. And I wanted to give some tips today with how this can be done. Brian Hess. What's up, Brian Hess? Good to have you here, man. Excited for what we're going to do in 2026, even if it's just being friends, which is good enough for me. But Brian Hess, thanks for being my friend and mentor. My personal assistant lives in Pittsburgh. Yeah, okay. That would be a funny movie. That would be a funny movie. Ramon hires a personal assistant who's a secret multimillionaire. And the guy brings him coffee and tea, and he's like, hey, drive me here. That'd be a funny show, Brian. Maybe we should do that as a YouTube cameo video with One Team Media. All right, here. So, hired an integrator to help me grow in 2026. As I figure out where I'm going, what I'm doing, and what opportunities may be available to me. We'll work with some amazing people. Maybe they'll be in Pittsburgh. So here's what a integrator is doing for me. And here's where I want to go. Here's where I want to go. Here's the signs of an amazing integrator. One, they're proactive. My integrator, Chris Cushing, is proactive. She's not waiting for me to tell her what to do. She's being proactive. Number two, they get the mission of where you're going, what you're trying to do. The integrator gets that and can bring your words, your ideas, maybe your scatterbrainedness. They can bring it to life. Number three, they get you. They have an understanding how you work. They know what you like, what you don't like. Are you fast? Are you slow? Do you even, they know your style. They know, they interpret what you mean and what you're saying. Number three, they understand tasks versus goals. They're not just doing task. Anybody can do that. But they understand how the tasks package up and relate to the overall mission of where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do. They have the ability to push back. I just don't want a yes man or a yes girl saying yes, boss, everything I say. I don't need that. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm not seeing something? What if it's just an idea? I want somebody who can respectfully and gently, hey, Ramon, I know you said we should go left, but you know what I was thinking? Let's keep going ahead a few steps, then let's make a left. Or, Ramon, I think going left, we don't need to go left at all. Great. Let me know, ideate with me, help me get to the goal we're trying to get at. So the ability to push back is so important. And part of this is the ability to offer ideas and suggestions. Can you help me think? I don't just want you to just be a drone. No, I want you to offer ideas and suggestions. Maybe you're wrong. I have the experience. Yes, I've done this for a while. I know what I'm doing. I built several brands. I know media. I know live production. I know content. I know social media. I know how to build relationships. I know how to sell. I got a lot up here. But I can't go alone. They improve your process. They take the time to see what you're doing, and they can come back at a few days and say, okay, check this out. Here's a better way we can get this done. Let's supercharge this sucker. And lastly, they start assigning things to you. Woo! This new integrator I have, her name is Chris. Man, now that we've been on month one, and by the way, let me tell you how this went. I invested in her and she invested in me. I paid her for her time. And we had a meeting yesterday. And she said, Ramon, you paid me, but I don't really know how I'm adding value. I said, that's okay. It's because you need more time. And I haven't been clear to you. But this first month was our way of getting to know each other. Yesterday's meeting was fire. Boom, her eyes were open. She was like, oh, it took some time. And she's on fire. And guess what she's doing now? She's going into Asana. She's assigning things to me. And that's how you know you have a good integrator. They're putting pressure on you. They're making you scream. You shouldn't be just throwing things at them. They're saying, okay, bet, I got this, Ramon. I need you to edit this document, review this PDF, review this video. I need you to fly here and meet this person. They're putting pressure on me. That's how you know you have a good integrator and or maybe a good team member, depending on the role, depending on what they're doing. This is how you know. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. I hope you are well. I hope you're blessed as we're recording this, as we're doing this. Depending on when you hear this, we're on the day before Christmas 2025. But you know what? You could be listening to this on a podcast a year from now. You could be hearing this on YouTube in 2028. Who knows? But the principles remain the same no matter when you're hearing it. Wake up in the morning and watch your morning routine. What is your morning routine? Are you spending time with God? Are you healthy and exercising, spending time with your family? Are you focused on the day ahead? Are you being encouraging? Are you setting the temperature for the day? That's number one. What's your morning routine like? It'll set your whole day, as Glenn Lundy says. Number two, are you leveraging the relationships that you have, giving to others and receiving from others and saying, how can I add value to somebody else's world? How can I add value to their life in some way, shape, or fashion? Even if it's just a word of encouragement. What's up, John? Glad you're here today. That's number two. The success is the same. Success leaves clues. As far as business, do you know who your customers are? Do you know where your customers are at? Do you know who your best customers are? Do you know what they want and how you're providing solutions for them? Once you get that right, everything else will come. This is what I'm seeing. I'm telling you the playbook in my own business. We have about 3 or 4 tentacles to what we do. We work with brands who want to reach small businesses, and we enhance their credibility to the small business market. This is what Ramon Ray does as an influencer, as it were, as a small media agency. This is what Ramon Ray does. When I work at my brand Zoho, Bitdefender, Microsoft, VeriSign, Rocket Lawyer, all these companies over the years and now, this is what it is. All of them don't say yes. And this is the other tip. Are you following up? Are you following up? People don't say yes the first time. Are you following up? Follow up is the name of the game. People aren't ready to buy right now, but they may be ready to buy 6 months, a year, whatever from now. Follow up unless it's the wrong fit customer and they're never, ever going to buy from you. Follow up. And don't forget, it's not just about customers. Follow up and build relationships with people who may never buy from you directly, but you can grow together. My man, Brian Hess, I don't want him to buy anything from me. I may never buy anything from him, but we're vibrating at the same frequency. We're growing together. He's my mentor. He's done things I've not done, and I'd like to hope that he's seen some things I'm doing. He can learn from me, and we're growing together. Maybe we'll work together in some way, shape, or fashion. But there's people in your life who may not be your customer per se, but you should still follow them. You should still watch them. You never know what you can do together. That's the other part of business people forget. You're just looking for the next customer. Maybe you don't need the next customer. Maybe you need the next business partner. Maybe you don't need the next customer. Maybe you need the next person you could add value to and help them grow. As I told somebody yesterday, talking to a major executive of a major media company, I said, I'd rather have a small piece of a watermelon than half of a grape, as Mark Cuban says. That's the world I want to live in. I've been growing by myself for years, but I am tired. I am now looking, how can I align myself? How can I build relationships with other people and take things to the next level? What's new for Ramon? I'm ready for something bigger than I've ever done. How do I get there? And I'm building this slowly but surely, what I'm doing, but my eyes are open. Who else can I align with and work with and build something bigger? This is the key to business. This is the key to life. And I hope I'm some example to some of you today in what it is. No, I'm not building a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm not building a $100 million company. That's not what I'm building. But I can build a company that's 1 million or 2 million or $800,000. I can do that. I can show you that. Or I can align myself with others who are building a bigger brand and add my expertise, add my value to what they're building. That'll work too. But John Eagleston, know what you want to do. Denny, follow up and know what you want to do. Brian Hess, know what you want to do. Ayanna, know what you want to do. Carlos, know what you want to do. This is what it is as we roll into 2026. And again, don't be scared. You're hearing this on the podcast, watching this on video. The material here is fresh as new, whether you're hearing this in December 2026 or you're hearing this in April 2030. The principle's the same. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. I've enjoyed having you here today. I want to remind you, I got a lot going on this year. If you want to see me in your town, join me at Creative Con. It's going to be in February 2026 in Chicago, creativecon.com with an 8. I'll be in Myrtle Beach with the Inspiring Youth on a Mission to Success Youth Leadership Conference. Check it out at iyms.world, iyms.world. If you want to see John Maxwell and some of the best speakers, join 1,000 of us in Arkansas at the Scale with Stability Summit. I'll be there hosting that 3-day conference. That's going to be amazing. And I encourage you to see where I'm at and feel free to join me in your local community. But most importantly, don't miss out. Sign up for zoneofgenius.com, subscribe, and let us help you. I'm Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. And hey, if you have a question for me, you got a question for me, I'll be back in about 10 seconds. If you got a question for me, put that in one of the comments and I'll answer your question live right here if you got a question for me before we head out for the day. I'll be right back. All right. I am back. No questions through yet. I know it takes some time before you hear it. There's a delay. You got to type it out. There's a delay. But hey, sometimes there's questions, sometimes they're not. But with that, I want to wish you blessings. I want to wish you a great day, you and your family. Be amazing. And always remember this. Choose to be the thermostat wherever you are. A thermostat changes the temperature in any environment they're in. Don't be the thermometer where people can change your temperature, where you change based on what's around you. No, you be the voice of positivity. You be the voice of change in the world. We need you to show up. Be blessed. Have an amazing day. And before we end out, wow. My man, Brian Hess. Thank you, Brian. It's always good to have you here, man. Your smile, your candor. Here's a question from the Brian Hess. What is the most valuable way that you have found to build online relationships? Brian, I love that question. I do it day in and day out. And here's a few things that I do, Brian. I'm humbled. Thank you for asking the question. Number one, in this age of social media, nothing stops us from leaving a genuine comment and participating. Brian, like you're doing here, you leave a comment, you participate, let somebody know that you're there. It's online. Maybe you met them in person, maybe you didn't, but just showing up and you got to change the algorithms so you can see the people who you want to see. So just showing up in people's feeds is important. LinkedIn is a great way to do that, right? You can follow people. There's a little bell and you can say, I want to see everything they're doing. And you can see when they post and comment authentically, not just stupid AI tools where it's all the same. So commenting on people's comments, that's one. Number two, of course, you can just hit the like button, things like that. You can reshare content. Number four, do you know what I do, Brian? Having purposeful calls with people. Hey, it's been a couple months since we talked. You don't have to talk to people every month, but hey, let's have a quick call. Truly just to catch up, just to get to know you better. That's number 2 or 3. Just connecting with people over a phone call or over a Zoom. Don't keep them long, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, unless there's an agenda, but just wanted to keep in touch. Another thing you can do, Brian, I have something called a Dream 100 list. You're in that list, Brian. From time to time, you'll get a text from me, giving a little bit of information about what I'm doing, asking how you're doing, and just saying hi. It's not automated. It's not through some fancy system. It's Ramon typing with his fingers to a few select people that are close to me in my circle, and some are customers, some are business development people, some are friends who I want to just stay aligned with. This is how you build relationships online with people. You stay in touch authentically. Let them know I'm here. I care. And there could be business tied to it. Yeah. Hey, listen, what you working on? Can I add value? Can I help in some way? Yes or no? They're saying, hey, nothing right now, really, but thanks for reaching out. How's your family? How your kids? How's your life? How's your health? And there you go. And that's relationships. That's relationships. I'm honored to say, yesterday I got a beautiful. I asked for it, a recommendation from Seth Godin, who gave me a testimony about me hosting events. I got to get one actually from you, Brian, and Scott Simon as well. Gave me a nice testimonial. I got a nice testimonial from Jason Pfeiffer, executive editor of Entrepreneur Media. We don't hang with each other all the time, but we have online relationships, and that's how I did it. And Brian, back to you, brother. Merry Christmas to you, man. I'm grateful for your friendship as well. Thank you for pouring into me, inviting me to games with you in Pittsburgh and more, and seeing value in this relationship. And I can't wait to do more with you in 2026. Everybody have a blessed, beautiful day. My name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon. Make a difference in the world and make an impact. See you later. Bye-bye.